It's been an action-packed day here at the Railway Bhavan, but when we look back at the dramatic developments of today, would this be considered as the day when the downfall of the Aam Aadmi Party began? Will people now come to the conclusion that they are incapable of governance, or unlike what the highbrow, unlike what the intellectuals might think, do the common people actually believe that this has been a victory for the Aam Aadmi Party? I've been able to drag out into the winter chill Shiv Vishwanathan, driving in all the way from Sonipat. Great to have you with us on the program. Ambassador KC Singh tracks the Aam Aadmi Party very, very closely. Brave man Sudhanshu Mittal came. He was prepared to take on the Aam Aadmi Party supporters, but that party is packed up tonight. Joining us also at this time, Captain Gopinath. He is the internal opposition of the Aam Aadmi Party. He's with us in Bangalore. Also Rahul Mehra. I want to go across first to Professor Shiv Vishwanathan. Has it been a disaster for the Aam Aadmi Party? Because a lot of people are very angry with them, but then there are those who think they've done the right thing. What's your verdict?
See, a one-day opera can't be a disaster. I think to a certain extent the fact you could close it by 9 o'clock is a beautiful face-saving game. No set, no match. But whoever managed to close it, I think, has a very shrewd tactician. So what we saw was tremendous drama, a certain sense of a city exploding, but everything closes by 9. Very bureaucratic Delhi game. In that sense, I don't think anything was destabilized. If it had gone on till Republic Day, it would have been a different game, a different scenario, a different sense of responsibility. Because of closure, I think to a certain extent, one has to suspend judgment for a while.
You're saying suspend judgment, but there's a lot of anger amongst supporters, especially the educated urban upper middle class. They say, these people are acting like loonies, they're goons. How can you govern like this? This man has shown he's incapable of governance. Ambassador.
Well, this is agitational politics. India has had it in the past during freedom struggle. Other countries have had it. It's not unique to India. And it's a new party which is rising. It's a bottom-up rise. Third time in India, I think, that we are seeing a churning. We saw it after the emergency. We saw it with VP Singh going up and then down. And this is a great churning which is taking place. So many of us, people like me who are not members of that party but empathize with it, were interested in this drama reaching a good conclusion. But we were worried.
Has it reached a good conclusion, or does Kejriwal have egg all over his face?
During the day, there was great concern. There's great concern that this was going in a direction which could only end very badly, both for the government and for the Aam Aadmi Party, because you had 26 January coming up, and the army would have come in, the roads would have to be cleared. So there were many different conclusions which could have been, but I think this one, this late, it's certainly one up for the Aam Aadmi Party, because the UPA government could have done it yesterday evening, could have done it in the morning. They would have had the honours, that they were graceful, because after all, what is it that AAP were asking for? The basic principle has not been settled. They haven't got control over the police. All they've got is they were wanting the officials to be suspended, and they've settled for a transfer.
Okay.
Why was this compromise not possible yesterday?
You're saying the UPA delayed the decision, and therefore Aam Aadmi Party is one up. Sudhanshu Mittal, the BJP thinks the AAP has shown it's incapable of governance. We've seen two very erudite speakers say AAP hasn't done so badly. They called it off at the right time. And if you look especially at all the Hindi channels, they're showing that people who are watching, regardless of what you and I and others might think, actually think that the Aam Aadmi Party has done a great thing.
Rahul, you just asked a question. Who's won? I think everybody's lost. Democracy is lost. The polity is lost. See, there has been an eroding faith on the polity of this country, and this has only added to this erosion because it lacked the seriousness which should have been demonstrated in issues of governance and in issues of sensitivenesses to situations which have arisen. I'm sad. I'm sad because the kind of language which was used, the kind of challenges which were thrown, just throwing every norm of decency and polity to wings. See, just understand.
Let's take it one by one. You're saying making many points. That is essentially our show tonight. So they've shown that they're incapable of governance. Rahul Mehra, you're not being taken seriously any longer, because people think that this is not governance, this is gimmickry. Kejriwal still acting as if he's a straight fighter, forgetting that he's sworn to uphold our constitution, and therefore, at least amongst the more discerning voter, people will now think of Kejriwal and the Aam Aadmi Party as a bit of a joke when it comes to governance. Rahul Mehra.
there are many questions and I hope you allow me to answer all of them. Number one, you've talked about governance. I would actually request you to please have a report card of first 21 days of the 3 other governments of BJP. How many promises out of the manifesto have they fulfilled or even started to act upon? I can give you 8 of them right now if you allow me. Which are partially met or fully met as far as our manifesto is concerned. So I don't know what governance do you want? What kind of governance do you want? Do you want a status quo governance?
No, Rahul Mehra, you will answer my question. I will not allow these dodging tactics. Because of these antics, look at what the BJP is saying. If you wanted to take the Delhi police under your control, you should have first passed a resolution in the Delhi Assembly. You did not. You went out and acted as if you were still a street fighter and not the chief minister. Is that not indication of a party that's more prone to gimmickry than governance? Rahul Mehra, answer this question.
Rahul, if you allow me to answer, and you will get your answer provided you are a bit patient. But if you want to jump to conclusions that I'm just dodging it, then you are the anchor and you can come to that conclusion very easily. So kindly hear me out. You are talking about governance and I said please have a report card of others. Number 2, you're talking about, what else could one do? Pass a resolution. Are you aware that since 2003, there is a bill which has been tabled and which is pending for a full statehood of Delhi? Why is it that the BJP and the Congress, which in their manifesto have promised and, said that they also believe in full statehood and want it, 3/4 of the majority in the parliament, if they put their heads together, the statehood can be given tomorrow by a constitutional amendment in the parliament. BJP, all 3 of them want full statehood.
All these are afterthoughts, Rahul Mehra. All these are afterthoughts. You did not go on this agitation. You will not outshout me. You will listen to me, Rahul Mehra. You will listen to me. No, you will listen to me, Rahul Mehra. Listen to me. Listen to me. Rahul, listen to me. Rahul, listen to me. No, 1 second. Because you're not answering the question. Okay, 10 seconds. Go on. Go on. 10 seconds.
You know, you are asking us to pass a resolution in a house which has been fixed by the BJP and the Congress. Why don't you ask the BJP and the Congress today, right now on your show, can they commit passing of the bill if we tomorrow place it in the assembly? Do they stand for full statehood or will they dodge your question? Please ask them. And we
your 10 seconds are over, but that's not Rahul Mehra.
Status quo politics.
Rahul Mehra, that's not the issue on which you went on a dharna. The issue that you went on a dharna was to get some SHOs transferred or suspended. That's the issue. You didn't go on an issue demanding full statehood. If that had been the issue, you would have still had some support. It just shows how facile and impromptu the decision can be. To get 2 SHOs transferred, the Chief Minister comes and spends the night out on the pavement. God forbid something more serious were to happen. What Arvind Kejriwal would resort to. You did not go on this dharna demanding statehood. You did not go on the dharna demanding that the police be brought under Delhi government. All this is an afterthought.
Not at all. Not at all. Look at the underlying statement. The underlying statement is the Chief Minister of Delhi is helpless. The Chief Minister of Delhi has no power. The Chief Minister of Delhi can't even suspend or transfer or send somebody to leave as far as Delhi police is concerned. Why is it that the Chief Minister of Delhi should be accountable? Why is it that the Home Minister Mr. Shinde should not be held accountable for every rape which is committed in Delhi, for every murder which is committed in Delhi, for every crime against women which is committed in Delhi? Have the accountability where you have power. Accountability without power is a fascist thing to ask for. Which is what is the underlying statement.
Okay, you made these points. You made these points. I'm coming back to you. I'm not in the least convinced with your answers. You've made those points. I'm coming back to you. I want to go across now to Captain Gopinath as a member of the Aam Aadmi Party, but also someone who's dissented with them. Do you think this party has shown today that it's incapable of governance, that the Chief Minister can come to very impromptu decisions, which then saner voices need to calm him down, that he has the makings of a good street fighter, but not the makings of a good administrator? Captain Gopinath.
Yeah, I want to first clarify that I'm coming as an ordinary member of the party is my personal view, and it is also a view from below, both from the geographic point of view because we are so far removed from Delhi, and also from the point of view of below, in the sense that I'm down in the party in the cadre. I'm not an office bearer. The first point I want to make is, in my personal opinion, the Chief Minister should not have protested. He should govern along with the cabinet. The party should protest. Party must protest, and not the Chief Minister, because he has taken an oath to govern. And I think it will interfere with the governance, and it will be subverting the oath or not having allegiance to the oath. The second point, the flashpoint for all this was the suspension of the demand of the suspension of the 4 junior police officers. Being from the army myself, I feel many times, we make scapegoats of these junior people, and the larger issue gets lost. You're missing the woods for the trees, because they are unfortunate, hapless people in the cog in the wheel. The larger issue is, you need to have police reforms. So this dharna should have gone for police reforms, because the Supreme Court and a lot of eminent people, including the PIL by Prakash Singh, has asked for police reforms. So to fix the police problems, you need to ensure that the state government and the centre...
What you're saying is absolutely correct. That had it been police reform, people would have backed Kejriwal. But he picked a very minor issue. I want to put that question to Kiran Walia from the Congress, who's joining us, senior minister in Sheila Dikshit's government. Dr. Walia, do you think Arvind Kejriwal picked the wrong issue? Are Rahul Gandhi and Congress leaders sitting back in glee on this cold winter night saying, ha ha ha, we told you so, Kejriwal can't govern and now he's shown himself to be incapable of governance? Dr. Walia?
Well, I'm sorry, I'm not being able to hear very clearly, but yes, Kejriwal has been unable to govern. He held the whole city to ransom. He was demonstrating, he was holding a dharna while he is chief minister. All that has ridiculed. Why this government has taken this stand is because of the Republic Day that was going to come. It is right on the airwheel. And you cannot afford to have the city in this condition when the Republic Day is on.
B.K. Gupta is the former police commissioner of Delhi. As someone who's been in charge, Mr. Gupta, do you think that now relations between the Delhi police and the Delhi government are they're basically daggers drawn? How does the Delhi police work when the Delhi government has so much animosity towards it? Do you think that Arvind Kejriwal is showing that he's a good street fighter but an incapable administrator? Mr. Gupta.
Rahul, I would like to just inform everybody that Delhi government is already, Delhi police is in many ways connected with Delhi government. There is a chief secretary who is day-to-day interacts with Delhi police, and Principal Secretary Home. Most of the senior level postings and transfers are done in consultation with the Chief Secretary. At the level of LG, there is a Police Establishment Board which is headed by Lieutenant Governor, and Chief Secretary and Principal Secretary, they are part of the board. So it's not that most of the proposals of Delhi Police, they go through the Principal Secretary Home and Chief Secretary of the Delhi government. And Delhi police have always been giving full regard to all the ministers of Delhi government, and particularly Chief Minister. Whenever she or he raises certain issues, Delhi police very respectfully either listens to all those directions and
but this time they didn't do it, Mr. Gupta. Kejriwal in the end said just transfer these officials so that they don't influence the probe. But because it wasn't Congress and BJP, because it was the Aam Aadmi Party, the Delhi police refused to budge.
Not exactly.
You would have heard Sheila Dikshit, you would have listened to her, but you didn't listen to Kejriwal.
No, I personally feel that's what entire basis of Supreme Court direction on police reforms. On very flimsy ground, or when there is not any substantial evidence against the police officer that he is alleged to have indulged in some serious misconduct, or he is really involved in some case of moral turpitude, for smaller issues you should not transfer him or suspend him.
I have a question.
For smaller issues, don't transfer him. The sense, I want to put that question to KC, saying what Kiran Walia is saying is crucial. You said that it's one love for the Aam Aadmi Party. Kiran Walia says they picked the wrong issue. That for such a small issue, you do such a big agitation. It just shows that do they have the makings of... And you've been part of governance and administration, you realize it's a lot of hard work. It's not about jumping up and down, starting to make noise, climbing on a railing. They've shown that they picked the wrong issue. All of this, that the police should come, statehood, all these demands came later. The original issue showed they couldn't pick the right issue.
Let's put it in a context. Why is it happening? See, at the heart of it is the contradiction that the capital of the nation has been turned into a state. It's not a district of Columbia, as the Home Minister said. So the union government, for the first time, there might have been some periods in the past where the state government is different from the union government. And that is where the problem arises. If the police, what kind of a chief minister can do law and order if the police is not under him? And the union government's argument is, how do I really control a city in which the capital of the nation is?
No, but you're not answering my question. You backed the Aam Aadmi Party, but the reality is they picked the wrong issue. If for such a small issue to get officials transferred, they do this. God forbid the Delhi gang rape were to happen. What would the Chief Minister do then?
So why has it happened? The period in which I think what has happened is the Aam Aadmi Party is in a hurry to get somewhere. They have national elections coming up. They made their national ambitions obvious. And I think the anxiety to succeed, the anxiety to score points, both on their part, and the UPA at the same time hoping, and I think in the morning it was very interesting, till lunchtime the commentators, both from BJP and the Congress, they were both hoping that this is finally a cul-de-sac into which the Aam Aadmi Party has got itself and will not be able to emerge from it. But by evening, of course, Congress decided, they cut their losses, they realized that beyond this, whatever the amount, whatever the nature of the issue, beyond this, this was going to end badly.
Okay, no, but God forbid, there is a 26/11 style attack in Delhi. You don't want your chief minister scoring brownie points, saying NSG is not doing its work, the cops are corrupt, they are also like the terrorists. You want somebody who will stand up and give leadership, not indulge in gimmickry, Shiv Vishwanath.
No, I think there's a difference.
What is the difference?
I think there's a difference in the kind of place. If this had happened 5 days later, I think Kejriwal would have been a different person.
How?
He would have behaved differently. He realizes the importance. Look, let's be very clear. At one level, you need a police under the chief minister. But the more important question...
But that's not the issue on which we went on the dharna.
Let me put it this way. When Delhi is a collection of nukkards, for the chief minister to be an occasional street fighter is not a problem. I think it's an added strength. Because to a certain extent, protest as an act of sympathy for a people conveys a different message and has conveyed a message. It is only the upper elite that seems to be slightly disgruntled with what they see as a violation of table manners. Let's be clear that, let's put it off. He calculated something brilliantly. He calculated the UPA is a master of delay, that to a certain extent he'd win because the UPA, which could have made this decision in 5 seconds, took a whole day to make it. As a strategist to the UPA, I think our chief minister...
Okay, so you're saying 2 points, that it's only the upper elite that's unhappy because table manners which you're brought up with haven't been kept. You go ask the Aam Aadmi. As I was coming in also, the reality is most people said, Sahi to kar raha hai. What's wrong with what he's doing? Police aani chahiye, the chief minister can.
Rahul, Plato once said, democracy can degenerate into mobocracy. Is this what we want? I just ask you one simple question, which Mr. Kejriwal at some point of time must address. Yesterday, the traders of Chandni Chowk met the mayor of Delhi and said, here is this sales tax wala who is really the pits. He is harassing everybody. He is corrupt. Now, the mayor should order the sales tax commissioner, remove him and sack him just now. The moment the mayor will say, the Delhi government will say, hey, who are you? You're the mayor. This is not within the domain of the corporation.
But you're not answering my question. Come to the point.
Yeah.
You know, my point is, it's the upper elite, argues Shiv Vishwanathan, who are angry with Kejriwal. The Aam Aadmi feels he's done the right thing.
Aam Aadmi does not feel he's done the right thing for the simple reason. What was Mr. Kejriwal attempting? A transfer. He is not even asking for a suspension. A transfer of 4 police officers when 6 people in Delhi have died out of cold. There is no accountability of that. There is no responsibility fixed of that. And that's whose primary responsibility? The responsibility of Mr. Arvind Kejriwal. There is no electricity, there is no water in so many areas. Whose responsibility is? It is Mr. Kejriwal. Instead of addressing to the responsibility.
Let me put that question to Rahul Mehra one by one. Rahul Mehra, there were real problems of governance. The fact that there are water and power cuts, the fact that Binni, I'm just coming to Kiran Walia, the fact that Binni was in a revolt, this seems to have been a tactic to try and get attention away from the real issues of governance which Kejriwal didn't have answers for. So jump up and down, make noise, distract people from real issues which you need to solve now that you become the government in Delhi. Rahul Mehra.
Rahul, I'm sure you're underestimating your power and your intelligence. I'm sure Arvind or the Aam Aadmi Party cannot sidetrack any issue with the kind of vibrant media that you people are. So let's not fool ourselves. You are in any case pitching it to an extent where most of your panelists on your show and also the Aam Aadmi doesn't believe in what the kind of discourse that you have on your show. But let me raise a larger issue. The larger issue is I have a question for the former commissioner that who's on the show. Why is it that at the mid of the night, lathi charges, people are lathi charged while Baba Ramdev is having a very peaceful protest and he is made to forcibly evict? Why is it that the Delhi police at that point in time was taking orders?
I'm sorry,
Why is it that the Delhi police was taking orders from the same Home Minister? I'm sorry, why is it that the Delhi police in connivance was taking orders? No, it is not. Just because it's an uncomfortable question doesn't make it off the tangent. It's an uncomfortable question.
Ramdev is not the issue tonight. The issue is this.
They are under the control of Centre. That is the issue. So they will take the orders from the Home Minister of India.
Tomorrow if there is a 26/11 style attack, tomorrow if there's a hostage situation, the Chief Minister will be jumping up and down in this immature fashion. You need people to govern. You don't need people engaging in gimmickry like this to get a few officials transferred. He's doing this dharna. Can we expect this man to lead us if there's a terrorist attack? Rahul Mehra?
Yes.
He'll try and find some way of scoring political brownie points.
Rahul, I'm sorry. I think you have a certain discourse today. I'm so sorry to say that, but you're barking up the wrong tree. Here's a Chief Minister who is unwilling to play the game by the rules of the game set by BJP and Congress. The old prism by which you want to look at politics, I'm sorry, Aam Aadmi Party shall not play by those rules. We shall engage with the people of India. We shall engage with the people of Delhi. We are here accountable to the people of Delhi. We are not here to score any brownie points. All we want to do is we want to make sure that the Chief Minister, if at all, he is going to be accountable.
Rahul Mehra, by making noise, you are not answering my question. Don't give me this rhetoric. I'm asking you a specific question. Don't straight it down. Rahul, this is my question. Answer my question. It's not your turn to ask questions. It's your turn to answer them. If tomorrow there's a terrorist attack, can Kejriwal be expected to deliver any governance? If this is the way he's going to act, how can people expect that he'll act with maturity if there is trouble that confronts Delhi?
And what is the priority? Let's understand.
The problem is I'm answering, but you interrupt, Rahul.
That's not a priority.
My answer was...
No, because you don't answer my question. You can't choose to answer the question you want to answer. You must answer the question I ask you.
I'm sorry, Rahul. I will answer the way I like to answer. You might not like it. But you can't...
It's not about the way you answer. It's about the question I ask. Answer at least the question I ask.
This is anarchy.
I am, provided you hear me out.
Whatever I think, I'm
so all I'm saying is...
You aren't answering the question, you're wasting time.
He's bad, so I have a right to be bad.
I am answering.
That is a logic, I have nothing to say.
I am answering, Rahul.
Answer my question.
You are talking about a 26/11 kind of an attack. You know, I am asking you a question that every day murders, rapes, crime against women are happening in Delhi. Do you want the Honorable Chief Minister of Delhi to be accountable for that or not? I'm not for a moment talking about 26/11. I'm talking about day-to-day crimes for which the Chief Minister is held accountable by the media and by the people and the electorate. Why should he be held accountable when he is powerless, when he cannot even address
the question of that there's a message being sent out? Okay, let me put that question to Kiran Walia.
Police officials.
Okay, let me ask that question to Kiran Walia. The point that the Aam Aadmi Party is making is that next time a Danish tourist gets raped, next time there's some trouble and people ask Kejriwal, why is it that you are incapable of doing anything? At least Kejriwal can now say that I was out on the streets protesting. I am as helpless as you are. The central government doesn't listen, the Congress doesn't listen. So it's the UPA which is to blame, not the Aam Aadmi Party. In that sense, he's at least over the last 48 hours, Kiran Walia sent that message out.
Come on. What the method that he is using is something so ridiculous. It defeats the very end for which he is fighting. All of us have been wanting that the state police should come under the Delhi government. It is absolutely logical.
So why didn't Sheila Dikshit do anything about it? You had 15 years. Why did Sheila Dikshit not do anything about it?
Mrs. Dikshit,
and the same government in the centre.
Manifesto for 15 years. With our own government, we have been demanding, and we knew that we cannot
What's
deliver.
the point of having it in your manifesto if nothing happens? If nothing comes of it? What's the point of saying on center stage that we had it in a manifesto for 15 years?
I'm being very frank.
Sheila Dikshit was ruling Delhi. You had Manmohan Singh in the centre. Kiran Walia, you had the opportunity. Why did it take a Kejriwal to come here and protest? Why didn't Kiran Walia and Sheila Dikshit do this?
Yeah, just a minute. 1993 to 98, when BJP was in power in the state and they had a government in the centre, even they could not succeed. I think those who come into power in the centre
answer to the question. Don't blame the BJP. Why didn't you do it?
Yes.
You had 15 years in governance in Delhi. You had an opportunity, Kiran Walia. Why didn't Sheila Dikshit ever decide to protest at Rail Bhavan, Jantar Mantar, say, Manmohan Singh, I'll sit here till the time I get control of the Delhi police? Why didn't Sheila Dikshit do this?
Unlike Mr. Kejriwal, Mrs. Dikshit took an all-party delegation to meet the Home Minister, Mr. Advani, at that time.
Oh, come on.
Record. But we did not go the way. We did not hold the city to ransom. But this is not the way. That is the issue. That what is they brought the city down
Why
to?
not?
By being lawless, by causing more problems for the police or for the state. So this is not the way that it has to be done. That's the crucial issue today. Because this was not,
but the point is,
like this.
You had 15 years. In that sense, Ambassador Kesri saying...
under the state?
No, but at least he made a point. The Congress had 15 years. Kiran Walia says that it was part of our manifesto. Is that good enough?
No, that's not. But let me tell you that there is also the informal pressure which builds up through an action like this. One is directly having control of the police. But this would make all the SHOs very, very careful in future, because they realize that this is the route which public dissent or public anger can take. Whereas till now the SHO was only concerned about his structure leading up to the commissioner, going up to the Home Minister, and as far as the people were concerned, they could just go and complain locally, but they had no way of really making the SHO fear retribution. And that is where the nexus between crime, corruption, and so on and so forth.
In that sense, Sudhanshu,
the public has become aware. He's raised public awareness.
Correct.
He's raised the ability of the public to hit back through protest, and therefore every SHO tonight is on notice, whether police is under the government or not.
Okay, there are two messages Kejriwal has sent. Next time a Danish tourist gets raped, understand I am as helpless. Rahul Mehra, I'm coming to you. I am as helpless as you are. I don't control the Delhi police. He sent that message very successfully. Secondly, when you had an opportunity, Sudhanshu, when you were in government in Delhi, you didn't do anything. So at least Kejriwal in that sense has shown himself to be different. Captain Gopinath, I'm coming to you. From both the BJP and the Congress.
I am amazed at what we are talking.
What is it?
This was not a debate about bringing police under Delhi government.
But that's the larger message.
No. Please, let's not hoodwink people. This was entirely an endeavor of getting 4 people transferred. That he said, either subside. Allow me.
Listen to what Kejriwal said. I asked Kejriwal this question. He said that Gandhi's salt satyagraha was not about having salt. He said that the message was the satyagraha.
When he sat here, what did he say? He says, at least transfer them, if not suspend them. I am on a different issue.
But Kejriwal's point is that Gandhi's salt satyagraha was not about salt in India. It is the larger message against the British Empire. In that sense, that message has gone out.
Rahul, rhetorics we all understand. I am asking a basic question. 6 deaths take place. Nobody is answering that question. Here is a case of a law and order situation. I am talking about deaths. I am talking about 6 people dying out of cold in this city. Who is accountable? After all, what is he talking about? He says, look, if a Danish woman is raped, I am responsible. So I have to have police under me. Sure. What about now these deaths? These 6 people have died out of cold on a bitter night. He had made all the tall claims about Ran Baseras and this and that.
Okay.
What is the accountability?
Captain Gopinath,
why,
in that
why
sense...
nobody is suspended?
Okay.
Why nobody is suspended?
Captain Gopinath,
why
in
no
that
minister
sense...
is resigning?
Now you're acting like Rahul Mehra. Captain Gopinath, in that sense, Arvind Kejriwal has sent out a message to his vote bank that I can't be to blame next time there's a law and order problem. Has he succeeded in sending that message? Is that what he is trying to do? That don't come to me. I can't do anything. I'm as helpless as you are, Captain
CBI
Gopinath.
should be independent. Delhi police should be under him.
No.
I mean,
No,
don't have double standards.
Captain
I think, can I speak?
Captain Gopinath.
Rahul, I think I know there are 2
Yes,
points. There are 2 points here. There were 2 demands by Arvind Kejriwal, which was a flashpoint of Somnath Bharti. One was to suspend the police personnel because he said that they'll interfere with the evidence or interfere with the witnesses. And there my point was, from the point of view of the morale of the police force and also to appear just, because Somnath Bharti was the other kind of accused in this particular incident, both Somnath Bharti, who is also capable of influencing the witness, and the police personnel, both should have been suspended together. Then that would have been just, in my opinion, so that the police force is not demoralized, because you are now making a scapegoat of 3-4 police personnel.
That's
but the
a
larger
very
issue
important
is,
point. That's a very important point. Yes.
The second point. The second point is the larger. I think this is a much larger issue. Is that now you are asking that the police must come not under Shinde, but must come under Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. What I'm saying is that neither should it come under Shinde, nor should it come under Kejriwal, because Kejriwal may be honest, but the new Chief Minister may not be there, because in every state, the police comes under the Chief Minister. Successive parties and successive governments for the last 60 years have used the police as a handmaiden. Look at Uttar Pradesh, look at
those are 2
West
very
Bengal,
important points. Mr. Gupta, do you support that? That A, he shouldn't be saying that the police should come under me, like he says CBI should be independent. He should say the police should be independent of the Delhi government. And the second point is that... No, but that's the point that Captain Gopinath is making. And if action is demanded against the SHO who might have been wrong, action must also be taken against Somnath Bharti, who was acting like a Batman. He just thought that the law minister means it's his job to enforce law in the city, which it is not. So why has action not been taken against Somnath Bharti, and action is being demanded only against the cops? That way Kejriwal shows he is biased in his approach. I want to listen to the former police commissioner.
You see, this is the irony of circumstances that because...
Mr. Gupta?
Yeah, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Mr. Gupta, go on.
Yeah. No, what
yes,
I would like to say, that has been the main thrust of entire Supreme Court directions, that let there be stability of tenure of all officers right from SHO upwards for 2 years. There is a clear directions that while implementing police reforms, the fixed tenure is also stipulated. Now don't keep on suspending or transferring him on just frivolous, without conducting any inquiry, without getting some evidence to justify that this SHO was really guilty of some serious lapse or negligence. Once it is established, yeah, absolutely, he can be transferred or he can be suspended. Now, in the instant case, I am not sure whether his guilt has been fully established. Now, I think this is okay. He is sent on leave. I think it is a perfect arrangement. Let the probe be completed, and if he is found guilty, he can definitely be punished. If he is not found guilty, then he should be restored back.
Rahul Mehra must answer that. You know, that's a very legitimate and reasonable thing that the former police commissioner is saying. Let guilt get established. Kejriwal is jumping up and down demanding suspension even when guilt hasn't been established. And if the SHOs were wrong, what Somnath Bharti did was equally wrong. No action is taken against him. Kejriwal protects his own but demands action against the others.
Rahul, very valid questions, and I'm glad that you're raising these questions on your show. 2 questions have been raised by Captain Gopinath. I would like to address both of them. Number one, why not the same standards for Somnath Bharti? The reason for that is there are two different instances and you can't equate both of them. In the one case, the inquiry is against whom? Against the people who are sitting over material, information, evidence, and it is directly under the control of the people where the incidents took place, which is the SHOs and the inspectors of that particular area. On the other hand, there is a minister, and we have seen how the Delhi government is completely powerless and has no control over the police. Even if he wants to
this is not about whether the government is powerless or not. The question over here,
Number one,
Rahul Mehra, the problem is you never answer the question. You never answer the question. The question is not about whether the government is powerless or not. The question is that Yogendra Yadav in the press conference said that Somnath Bharti went overboard. He should not have indulged in a racist attack. He made several comments which are very derogatory, and he had no business ordering policemen around in the manner that he did. He overreached himself. Now why not take action and pull up Somnath Bharti as well? Why demand action only against the cops? Rahul Mehra, answer just this question.
Rahul, I don't understand why a seasoned journalist like you is so anxious today. Kindly hear me out, Rahul, please. I was
because
coming
you don't
to that,
answer the
second part of my of the answer.
No, come straight to my question. Don't go off on a tangent. Come straight to the question.
I'm sorry, I'm going to address and answer the way I want to address, not the way you want to listen to it and the way you want to hear it. So please have some patience. Rahul, the question is very important. The question is that we are not power hungry over controlling the police of Delhi. What we want to do is, we want to get police under the control of the state government like every other state of India. And please don't tell us we don't have that right to do so just because we are Aam Aadmis. And number two, the same Supreme Court has said in pattern of judgments over the last 50 years that investigation is the prerogative.
No, why should the same logic not be applied? Rahul Mehra, why should the same logic not be applied? That the SHOs be transferred or suspended? Let Somnath Bharti also be suspended pending investigation. Hasn't a case been lodged against him as well?
He makes women urinate in public.
So the case has been lodged and the investigation will happen by an agency. The case has been lodged, investigations will go by an agency which is at loggerhead with the Delhi government, which is the Delhi police, and I'm sure they will collect every material and every evidence to take Somnath Bharti to the gallows.
That's very convenient logic. I want to put that question both. That is very, very convenient logic, Rahul Mehra. Shiv Vishwanathan and Ambassador KC saying, is there not a parallel? You demand that SHOs be transferred or suspended. Should Somnath Bharti also not be suspended pending inquiry? There's a case against him now.
May I make two statements? First, let's take this. This event is not as stupid as it sounds. I think what Kejriwal did is to show that a week can be a long time in politics because 15 years was too short for the Congress. I think that's first thing I got to show is he managed to show that you can empower people.
No, but you're not answering my question.
Wait, I'm coming to the second. Wait, let me finish the second question. This is not one of Rahul Mehra's better days. Look, the law minister is a lemon. If he has to be suspended, let him be suspended.
Why hasn't that happened?
No, just a minute. I think one of the corrective processes here is you're not just bringing the police to question, you are actually also forcing the entire Kejriwal cabinet to face up to certain...
No, but they're not facing. Rahul Mehra is in denial, Kejriwal is in denial.
Just because they're in denial right now doesn't mean they do not have to face up to the issue. There is something called the rule of law. If the law minister has made a mistake, he'll have to answer for it.
No, but he's not answering for it. His boss is not pulling him out.
No, he's not, because everyone is being a bit carried away by the kind of politics taking place.
I don't agree with Shiv Vishwanathan for once. Ambassador KC saying, why should Somnath Bharti not be pulled up for acting like Batman? For acting like a complete goon? That's not his job. He's not the law minister. Law minister doesn't mean he has to enforce the law. He has to make law. He doesn't understand that. Kejriwal wants the police officials suspended but doesn't want to act against Somnath Bharti. What's the difference between him and everybody else?
You see, two wrongs don't make a right. Both have to be settled. Both have to be settled through due processes. Neither one is right.
Due process in one case is okay, in the other there's no
just
process.
Just a minute. Due process for a minister is the public pressure, will be a legal case. If there is a legal case, that process should be followed. Due process in case of the SHOs is a separate process. The two are not linked.
No, but the moral principle is the same. I'm surprised you're making this argument. How can the principles change?
No, can I make a point?
Isn't it on morality? If two people have done something wrong, supposedly, you ask for the same against both.
It is not on morality. It is on the basis of whether they were conducting themselves properly as SHOs in that area.
So
or
what
not.
about the minister and whether he was conducting himself
Correct.
properly?
Now that is something which the cabinet must address, and the chief
So, but the
minister
cabinet
must
and the
address.
chief minister is not addressing that issue.
So fair enough. Now that doesn't mean we go and sleep on a pavement outside
Rahul.
his house. There I have to. You don't
No,
have
but
to.
why does that not agitate Kejriwal? Why is it that he's agitated only with the cops?
I'm not answerable for Kejriwal. All
No,
I'm
but you've
saying
been
is
supporting him during the
no,
show.
I'm not supporting him. I'm saying that here is a series of incidents which need not have taken place. It has shaken up the system. The fundamental issue has not been addressed, which is who controls the police, and we are just dealing with episodes.
No, Kiran Walia, are you at all satisfied? One second, Kiran Walia, are you satisfied with what Rahul Mehra is saying? Don't you think that as far as morality is concerned, there's an equivalence of principle? You must act against Somnath Bharti if you want action against the SHOs. Both did something wrong. Kejriwal only sees one
Yes.
wrong, doesn't see the other wrong. Kiran Walia.
I fully agree with what Rahul is saying. This has not been just. Now it is for Kejriwal to throw this minister out and have somebody else instead. Because in the eyes of public and everybody knows that he has totally violated due process of law and does not believe in the judicial system, in the courts, in anything, and case after case is not the only case. So in this particular case, now it is for Mr. Kejriwal to do justice to the people of Delhi and for the respect of women's dignity for which he's been crying. I think that the whole thing was a diversionary tactic. When Kejriwal government came to know that there is an FIR against one of their ministers, number two, they failed on every account when it comes to governance. On contract, every employee, he has not been able to meet them for last 10 days. So in this particular case, what he's trying to project as victory is nothing that he has achieved, and this is only something that the whole report and the inquiry would now reveal. As far as the other two cases are concerned, whether it's Pahalganj case or in the case of Raki
is this
Birla,
demoralizing for the police that the chief minister wants action against the cops, but the chief minister wants to protect his own minister because he's an Aam Aadmi Party member, and therefore will this be demoralizing? Will they now look at the Delhi government with a lot of suspicion, Mr. Gupta?
No, I think I would not like to comment here what action he should take against his minister. That is already in public domain. But I can only say they have not been suspended. Sending them on leave, pending inquiry, in my opinion, is the perfect via media, and it was a correct compromise formula because the people were suffering. And you know, Rahul, there were more than 5,000 people deployed to handle this demonstration. Now they were taken away from the delivery of service to the people. Most of the police stations were vacant and they were deployed.
Those are the promises Kejriwal made, and those are the promises he should have been keeping, but he was too busy agitating and indulging in this gimmickry. We have a few minutes to go. I want to ask you, sir, do you believe from here the Aam Aadmi Party will unravel, implode, show that they are incapable of governance and self-destruct before the Lok Sabha elections? Or do you believe this will give them a new lease of life and they've begun their campaign for 2014?
Well, it can be either way. It depends on how they... No, it depends on how they play their cards. They have to take the decisions. They're going national, they have to expand, there are many more issues on which they have to take positions, and they have to contain the kind of actions and the verbalization that some of their ministers are doing. So that has to be contained. In a local, small state, you can do that. But when the whole stage is being watched by the world, you can't do that. Even a small slip-up is... See, there are articles in New York Times, there are articles in the international media. So anything which the Chief Minister of Delhi does today is being watched by the world, and therefore any slip-up will get magnified.
And also there were people who were beginning to wonder if 2014 will become Rahul, Modi and Kejriwal together. Now they say, oh, we know what this man is capable of. Let's just make it a Rahul versus Modi fight.
Look, I think it's too preemptive. Let's be very clear. It is not as if the Aam Aadmi Party is not making mistakes. Nukkad melodrama can't be national policy. To a certain extent, I think this particular thing, which almost ended in an operatic way, will teach them that opera doesn't make for policy. They're very sensible people in the Aam Aadmi Party, from Yogen Yadavanu. I think there'll be a tremendous feedback and you'll see a slightly different style of
If this is the way they do nukkad, then when it comes to national politics, God Lord knows what
No, you're wrong. I think let's disaggregate the thing. Somnath Bharati might be a lemon, but he is a big lemon. I can see the drama that you're getting out of him, but that doesn't exhaust the possibilities of the Aam Aadmi Party. You can give the Congress, the venerable Congress, 100 years. Can you give the Aam Aadmi Party 3 months?
Okay, that's the point. It's too early to write obituaries for Kejriwal.
See, the conduct of the government of Aam Aadmi Party is now in the public domain. Everybody has been watching with what sincerity and with what kind of dedication are they serving the people of Delhi. Whether it is double talk like what we've been seeing all this, whether it is responsible behavior like you have these deaths of people out of cold with no response from the Aam Aadmi Party. So all the conduct is being very carefully watched and people are analysing. Have we done the right thing?
Okay.
Is it what we wanted? Is this what we voted for? And I'm sure they'll make their choices.
Let people decide themselves. You've heard different points of view. We don't wish to impose our point of view on yours. You decide because you matter to us. And you've heard Shiv Vishwanathan, KC Singh, Captain Gopinath, the former police commissioner Kiran Walia and Rahul Mehra argue their points of view. You decide whether this is a disaster, whether this is the beginning of the end, or did Kejriwal do the right thing. On that note, we end Center Stage tonight. Thank you all my guests for joining us on the OB Vans, and most especially thank you to the three of you for joining us out in the winter chill. You have a bit of a sense of what Kejriwal and everybody else went through the last 24 hours. Probably the first time the Chief Minister Shiv Vishwanathan slept under the sun.
Yeah, but he could have seen that some of his night shelters might be working.
No, and not just that, there was one person who told me, one constable was walking here, there was one body curled up in a blanket. He said, "Ye kiska shareer hai?" Somebody who was awake on the other side, he said, "Delhi ka Chief Minister hai." You know, that also happened.
Sudhanshu ji was talking of the 6 deaths, but at least the Chief Minister has tasted it last night. How many have?
And look at where Modi takes action. Look at where Arun Jaitley stays. Look at where Modi stays. Message going out also is that
tokenism
Chief Ministers,
tokenism and symbolism does not amount to governance. The time of tokenism and symbolism is over. He has to get down to governing the city. He has to ensure that there are no more deaths in the city.
You decide where you stand. We need to end up.
Water for the
those are serious challenges, and hopefully after this distraction is over, Kejriwal can get down to the real business of governance. We're ending Center Stage tonight. Look forward to seeing you at 9 p.m. tomorrow evening. News and updates continue when we return with India Reports on the other side of what's going to be a very short break. Stay with us. Back in a moment.